Hey guys, I'm here at school today taking down the classroom, and I thought it would be appropriate to read the last two chapters of the GollyWhopper games here. So we're on chapter 21, page 271. Moments later, Bill whipped through the door alone and motioned Gil, Bianca, and Thorn to come closer. "Let me tell you what's going on," he said. "There was an irregularity in this puzzle." "Like Rocky's answer?" asked Bianca. "That was so bizarre." "I'm not sure of the specifics," Bill said, but if eyes could speak, his agreed with Bianca. "Anyway, we have backup plans. Carol's on her way with the official announcement and with the other two teammates. Sit tight and we'll all let you know what's going on as soon as we can." Gil tried to imagine what that meant. Maybe a computer glitch, like at the stadium. Maybe Lavinia and Rocky had received different versions of the puzzle. Maybe before the maze, the lounge door opened. Carol let Lavinia and Rocky into the room. "We need a few more minutes," she said, and she ducked back out. Bianca marched up to Rocky. What was that weirdness? Even I knew it didn't make sense. Rocky looked at her like she was nuts. "I don't know what you're talking about." "You do too," said Gil. "Santa, North Pole. I guess you don't own Octagon Map. Great video game." "No, I don't own Octagon Map." "Well," Rocky said, keeping his stare level, "you have to pick a starting point, and the demo mode starts at the North Pole." "Does not," says Thorn, coming around. "It starts at Quito, Ecuador, on the equator." "Maybe I have a different version." "There is no different version." If Gil wasn't going to get answers, he didn't need to hear their verbal volleyball. He went over to Lavinia, who was hunched in a spectator seat, still as a statue. "You okay?" Her fingers gripped the railing. "I don't know what happened. The last puzzle was hard, but I was so close when they stopped us." She looked up at Gil. "Do you think I have another chance?" "Who knows?" Gil sat next to her and stared down at the computer rooms, which were now revolving out of sight, leaving a bare warehouse floor. He drummed on the railing, tapping his toes, tried to keep any ray of hope from creeping into his veins, tried to stop. "Good news, green team!" Carol dashed in. "Dreaming of a second chance?" "You're all going back down. One puzzle. Our first emergency tiebreaker. Winner take all. Maybe a bonus for some. That's all I can say. Follow me." Carol started walking. "That's all you can say?" said Bianca, echoing Gil's thoughts. Carol stopped and turned around. "Sorry, that is absolutely all I can say. Except if you want, you may choose not to play." She walked out the door, with the five of them following her. Bill fell into step, but then he put his arm around Rocky. "This way, pal." They peeled off down a different hallway. "Where am I going?" said Rocky. "What'd I do? What'd Gil tell you? I wasn't listening to my dad just now, honest. I was—" His voice trailed off. "Where's he going?" asked Bianca. "Rocky won't be joining you," said Carol. Gil just smiled. "Why?" Bianca said. No reaction from Carol. "Carol," she said, "you have to tell us something." Carol stopped and said, I can tell you to get your minds back into the games. That's my last word until I give you instructions." Except for their footsteps, it was silent. Gil thought he could hear the blood rush through his ears. That should have made him feel alive, but the sensation made his heart beat faster. He couldn't get himself too excited or his palms would sweat even more. He dried his hands on his jeans. If he would have done that before the maze, would, could, should, those words never changed results. Only he could change results. Carol led him back into the contestants' lounge, back to the blue recliners. She looked at the sheet of paper, then lowered it to her side. "I know this must seem very strange," she said. "This afternoon has been no skip in the park for us either." Then Carol read from the sheet, "But it appears there may have been a bit of impropriety surrounding the last few rounds." "What's impropriety?" asked Bianca. "Impropriety," said Carol, "is something not proper." "You mean fishy?" Bianca said, "like North Pole and Santa Claus?" "I need to read this from the sheet. That's all that they'll allow me to do, okay?" Bianca nodded. Carol looked back at the paper. "In a few minutes, the four of you will be led to your doors. When the chimes sound, follow the instructions provided to you. That's all." "That's all?" Carol smiled, tight-lipped. "Let's go." They stopped in the hall with the four polka dot doors they'd used for Uncle Eb. Gil focused on the gold doorknob, how it reflected the gleam of the lights above. How, blong! Gil grasped the knob, stormed in, white walls, brown desk, computer, black chair. With one movement, he pushed the mouse and sat. The screen popped to life. If you've paid the closest attention to each puzzle, each hint, each clue, then you should glide through this one of the tasks this computer is presenting to you. The solution to each of these riddles is a product, a toy, or a game. Your aim is to click on the number sitting next to the right answer's name. Again, you must race hard to finish. Get started, there's no time to slack, for if you're not one of the first of two done, watch your screen slowly fade off to black. Gil scrolled to the list of 50 Golly toys and games. They'd be no help now. Puzzle A. Patrick Gordo said give Peter one card. Did that mean Patrick Gordo said give Peter one card? Or was that Patrick Gordo, the first guy's name? And where were the question marks? And why was there a comma between? Wait, the Salem Witch game. It reeked of the Salem Witch puzzle and its misplaced comma. Answer, 2 words, split at the comma, first initials, PGSGPOC. That didn't work. Still, this was so much like Salem Witch that with its capitalized wait, the first initials weren't capitalized here. The puzzle had a new key. Okay, analyze. First word, first. Patrick without the K. Then Gordon without the N. Why would they turn common names into weird names and leave out the last letters? Last letters in each word. Gil pulled out a pencil and a pad of paper from the drawer and wrote the last letters in each word. CODERED. Bingo, code red. He scrolled up to the list and double-clicked number 15, code red. The puzzle highlighted it in blue and didn't do anything else to show if he was right or wrong. Didn't matter, he was right. Go, scroll. Puzzle B. His receipt called for a carrot, codfish, and cheese. Which puzzle was this? What was the second team puzzle? First, the Salem Witch and the piñatas. Then another puzzle and stunt. Palm trees? No, something before. Island was with the palm trees. That huge doll was fourth. Hot air balloons, fifth. Gil jotted those down while he remembered them. But what was puzzle 2? Think. First, Thorne got that goo on his shirt and complained. Then he couldn't bowl. Bowling. Find the product spelled inside this sentence. Not between the first 2 words. Not the second and third. Not. Maybe this was the backward version too. He started at the end of the sentence. Nothing between the last 2 words. Not the second and third to last. Not the, yes, backward between carrot and codfish combo. Doctor. Gil scrolled to the list. All right, doctor, number 16. He clicked it. Next, puzzle C. Of brains and muscles, spirit and integrity, GollyWhopper games, 18, 4, 30, 23, 52, 13, 26, 40, 47, 22, 9, 2. No problem. Gil knew what to do. He counted the letters of the haiku until he reached 18 and wrote S. Now the 4th letter R. What? That couldn't be right. No word begins SR. Okay, switching around. 18th from the end of the haiku, the Y in integrity, and the 4th letter from the end was A, and the 13th T. Gil looked at the list. No Golly Toyer game started with those letters. How else could he turn this around? How else? Maybe the letters were in reverse order. Gil started at the end of the number chain. 2, F, 9, A. Okay, 22, I, 47, R. This seemed to be working, but so many numbers to go. So much counting. Back to the list. Only 2 choices start with F. Only one had 12 letters. Fairy dusters. He clicked number 19. Puzzle D. Call Nevins. The Wonder Tiny Dolls clone. But not. No numbers, just letters. Gil looked around the room. No phone, no problem. He'd recreate the phone's numbers and corresponding letters on paper. 1, ABC. 2, DEF. No. 1 in Wonder Tiny Dolls. That was the trick. 1 doesn't have any corresponding letters. Neither does 0. 8 numbers, 26 letters. 3 letters each. 2 left over. The old trivia question. What 2 letters don't appear on old telephones? Q and Z. But they weren't asking that. He wrote down the list. You could read the list. Now, call who? Nevins. He translated the name to numbers. 6, 3, 8, 3, 6, 7. Numbers don't spell, like Rocky said earlier, so how could he turn this puzzle around? He wrote down the letters that corresponded to Nevin's numbers. Which Golly products start with M, N, or O? He scrolled to see his choices. He had 8 of them, 3 with 6 letters in the first word of their names. Melody Magic, Meteor Strike, Olivia the Octopus. Gil glanced at the letters and the numbers. One obvious choice. He checked it number by number to be sure. 6M, 3E, 8T, 3E, 6O, 7R. Oh yeah, he clicked number 24, Meteor Strike. One last puzzle, fast, faster than 2 of the others still in this. Faster, so his screen wouldn't fade to black. It wouldn't, it couldn't. He'd make it up. He'd make it in the top 2, but would he be faster than Lavinia? Puzzle E, Dill, Ray, Biker Club, Raw. A flurry of words, around the world and back again. But what was the twist this time? What did he need to reverse? Could it be that easy? Could the words be in reverse order? He wrote them that way. Raw, Cub, Biker, Ray, Dill. Say them out loud. Raw, Cub, Biker, Ray, Dill. Raw, Cub, Biker, Day, Dill. Remove the duplicate sounds from between the words. Raw, Cub, Bike, Ray, Dill. Raw. Forget it. Gil looked at the R's on the list. Rockabye, Cradle, number 31. Heart pounding, hands sweating, he clicked it. His screen went to black. Did 2 others finish before him? Was he out again? Did Thorne replace his earpiece? No, none of that. The screen popped back to life. Congratulations! 15 Code Red, 16 Doctor, 19 Fairy Dusters, 24 Meteor Strike, and 31 Rockabye Cradle. 15, 16, 19, 24, 31. What's the next number in the sequence? Just the number. When you have discovered the answer, go directly out of your door and find the cubbyhole that corresponds to that number. 15, 16, 19, 24, 31. Each number was higher than the one before. Could it be that easy? 15 plus 1 equals 16. 16 plus 3 equals 19. 19 plus 5 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 next. Yes. So 31 plus. Gil jumped from his seat, threw open the door, and was faced with a wall of numbered cubby holes, each big enough to hold a backpack. Another wall of cubbies sat to his left. Forget those. Find number 40. Number 40. Where was 40? Lavinia's door flew open. She ran out. Forget her. You're there. You're almost there. Number 40. Number 40. Numbers 1 through 10 across the bottom. 40 all the way to the right. To the right. 4 rows up. Number 40. Gil looked in. Nothing but a button. He pressed it.